What's up, everybody? Hopefully, you had a Merry Christmas. Missed you. I'm sure you didn't miss me in this voice, but missed you guys. Been a while. Do all kinds of Christmas stuff, traveling, all of that. But I'm back. If I sound a little funny, fair warning, it was like 65 in my house when I left, and then it was 50 when I got to my parents. But the problem is, it dropped down to below zero within a couple hours, and yeah, my sinuses weren't very enthused by this. So it's a little raspy, or you get a little hot here and there. That's just the after effects of me being dying. But hopefully everyone had a good Christmas, got to see loved ones, got to have a good time. Travel was safe and good and quick like mine. And you got to enjoy yourself. But with that being said, the nice part of it, let's get on to the garbage part, which is people sucking. There's no doubt about it. We all know people suck. Uh Found out yesterday they suck way more than I ever could give people credit for, which I don't know why I keep not giving as much credit as they deserve because people really they do suck. But yesterday's interactions, further cemented that in my eyes. You can go in the comment section, tell me what you think. But when it comes to veterans' health and the way we get care, I don't think anyone should be able to, call us whiners for saying it absolutely sucks and our timetables of waiting absolutely sucks. And that in most instances and areas, like we get treated like garbage. I mean, shit. The Vietnam vets, and all the Agent Orange stuff that didn't, go into effect until recently, like it's just an absolute shit sandwich. And I don't know. There's something about people saying that we're whining because we say this sucks. Like, no, we're just telling the truth. It's not whining when you've been waiting for something for this. Yeah, I mean, you're saying it for this long. I don't know what else to call it, but the civilian system, I will say now, because vaccine mandates and all those other things have taken a hit just from people I know, and things they have to deal with, wait times. We only do that here. We have to go there to do that. Like, there seems to be a lot more red tape and a lot more wait time. But again, a lot of that, look how many we lost just during, the mandate season when it was all take it or you're gone. And that absolutely, gutted a lot by the tens of thousands. So, now that's starting to fall into the ways. I don't really think that the people that are in charge actually care about it. Now I'm saying it's all bad. It's just, there's a lot of people that aren't in the major cities, and the major cities are still feeling it. So what do you think people in smaller towns and areas are, feeling in regard to medical waits and staffing issues and all of that? So I'm not saying that, VA is the only bad one, but the VA has sucked like pretty much the whole time I've been in it. At least in this area, in a lot of areas, a lot of places that I know where I've seen them send out mass letters of sorry, we might have given you Hep C, to over 1 million people for not properly cleaning, dental instruments and stuff. Like, there's just always been something about it that sucked. And I will say, the calling us whiners because we're pissed. Um, and we wait for forever. I'm going to put it as one of those. If you don't like, you're not involved in it, you're not dealing with it. You have no idea what's going on. You just listen to what jackasses on like TV and social media, no one that's actually inside of it. Like, anyone can say things are running good, look what we're doing, but it's people that are inside, actual people that actually know what's going on. I know I said, well, look at people at Twitter, for example, and I said it's just disgruntled former employees. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of garbage people there, but a lot of people saying that a lot of good stuff, has happened that are still there, and I just don't get it. I don't get how they can call us, whiners for that long. Some of us have been waiting years for things that, should have been handled and have been diagnosed and just let go. And like, I'm pretty sure that borders on like malpractice in the civilian world. Like, waiting this many years for as long as I have, and I know there's people out there that wait just as long, if not longer, to have anything done would be considered like some kind of, all hell would break loose. It'd be worldwide news. People waited this long. And, I just don't get it. Again, I know how much people suck. I know how far we fall and how much people care about veterans. And, a lot of them, I get it. But it's still ridiculous. And I've heard of people, you've heard people, I've heard people. We were even civilians, not dealing with the VA or anything, complaining, about wait times, how they seem ridiculous. But, no, it has happened. I'm not going to say it's never happened. Just like that glitch right there for some god awful reason. No one touched anything. But, we've all been pissed about everything, but none of them can say, that it's as bad as it is in the VA. And I, I've seen instances, let's say my one buddy, I'm going to keep his name out of my mouth, but he lived here on all kinds of stuff. And he refused to do anything, bone spurs and stuff in his ankle that he got while overseas. And they kept refusing to do anything, you know, while he was down here. And then he moved to PA and, got the Wilkes-Barre VA up there. Well, surgery, boom, done. Now he runs marathons. He got it done. He just had to switch VAs, it's just ridiculous. All of itself, that all you had to do is go to a different VA and suddenly people cared, but he's not the only one. I know people that want to move to Michigan. Same thing. And again, it's not just one spot in Michigan. Like they've had to do the runaround to go between all kinds of different VA facilities to get anyone to give a damn and to do anything, even though they have the same medical problem the whole time. It's just getting someone to actually do their damn job. And again, it goes from just different parts of the state can suck compared to other ones, which is abysmal and ridiculous. And I can just tell you, like between like primary care and we can talk about my mental health, doctor. Anyone that knows me personally, we or in the Jacksonville VA, we know exactly how I felt about my doctor for years. And then she left finally after threatening it for years. About time she finally left. But something funny happened when she left. The nurse called me and it's like, hey, well, I just want to check in, see how you're doing on your meds because, the full-time replacement, got delayed in getting here and set up. So we're going to need a little bit more time. And we just want to check on your meds because we, could send you to the fill-in that's here right now, filling the gap. But we know you're not going to like her because she sucks just as much as your old one. Like, so if you know she absolutely sucks, why the hell was she still here for this many years? Like, how is that even feasibly possible? Like when the nurse is going, well, yeah, this one isn't any better than what you just lost. So we're going to wait. Like, that's terrible when they know it and they admit it out loud. And people in there in the building admitted it out loud and just laughed. And how people like that and doctors are still employed. And again, it happens in the civilian world, but it's a lot easier to go and switch doctors in the civilian world. Like, okay, but I'm going to go. Yeah. See you later. The VA, but I was in the building. Pretty much it. So I didn't have to travel forever and ever. I didn't have a lot of, options. And then when it comes to my physical health, they told me that my knee was shit in 08. I deployed on it in 09 because they kept telling me it was runner's knee, runner's knee, runner's knee. And then, like, too bad we're not putting you on limb to look any further. Fun fact, I got back from Iraq and they looked at it in 09. And they've been telling me I need a new one since 2010. By the way, it's 2022. We're almost 2023. And yet here I still am arguing with them. I'd stand up if the chair wouldn't crack and show you my left leg does not bend past 70 degrees. Like the knee does not move at all. It's always doubled up and swollen. Should have saw it when I was up there in PA, and that's without doing anything. I just sit around, it swells. Pain, misery. And we've known it was gone for going on 15 years now. And again, they told me I needed a new one in 2010, where they did 2 surgeries then, another one 2011, trying to see if they could do anything, which they did. And you just need a new one. Over a decade later. And I'm still waiting, and it just gets worse and worse as we go. And all I say is it's ridiculous that I have to wait 100 days to even see a doctor to figure out if they're going to send me out in town or if they're going to do it. And that's considered whining. Like, you motherfuckers out there in the civilian world that call us whiners are the biggest whiners on the planet. So what the hell do you even know about it? Like, here's some examples for you people. After all that, I got ran over. Maybe my knee was shit already, but had the accident in 2019, got hit by the truck. Didn't do any new damage to the knee, by the way. Not at all. The physical therapy was great. And I've still been ran over 2019. I'm still waiting. Like, I finally just got my MRI before I left. So it was last Monday before I left for Christmas and all that. You go home. Through 3 primary care doctors. Took that long just to get me an MRI on my left leg. Because we knew it was gone. And I was tired of waiting to see how long. Granted, I was waiting before the damn accident, but, and I'm not giving them full, shit on them because COVID made everything stupid medically. So it pushed everything. 2020 doesn't even really count as far as I'm concerned, medicine wise, because I know how far some of my procedures I needed after the accident got pushed back. So let's go 2 years, 3 calendar. They still could have done it. There's locking me in a thing, but 3 years. And I get, a VA doctor calling me on Thursday, right before I left to go home for Christmas, like after hours to tell me how bad my knee was because they wanted me to get caught off guard, which, by the way, anyone out there listening, if you either deal with the VA or know someone that does, ask them how easy it is to get a hold of a doctor, let alone them calling you after hours to tell you about your care, which is astrofucking you know, thing in and of itself. But then I get back and they put the consult in, and right. So they called me yesterday, so they got put in Thursday. Yeah, Friday, then Christmas, Eve, Christmas, the Monday after. Like, so for them to call me on Tuesday was astronomical. But they call me and say they're at least they can get me as April. What's wrong with me being pissed? Everything she told me in my MRI, trust me, it wasn't good. Cysts, bones in places they shouldn't be, all kinds of stuff. Why am I not allowed to be frustrated that after all these years now I get to wait 3 months just to see their ortho to see if they're going to send me out to another ortho, which will then be weeks waiting for the consult before they do anything. Like, believe it or not, normal people would be pissed about that. So why are you calling me a whiner? Especially normal people, like they're not waiting years to do it. It's an honest question. Put something down in the comments if you have anything. And again, if they called me and said, "Oh my God, this is worse than we thought," like, if it's that big of a deal, like if that was a civilian world, you'd see a doctor quicker than 3 months after waiting 3 years, after waiting a lot longer before that. Again, ran over, pelvis was in a bunch of pieces. That kind of became the priority. But how is that bad? I know I'm not the only veteran. Again, I need ask them, comment on this, show them this. I'd love to get it going. And never mind the subscribers and the followers, which would be great. So do all of that. But just to get them and get the conversation going, get it going on social media, to ask them how fucking long have they been waiting for things? Like, how fucking long? And again, there's some that are like get it right away, and then there's some that have all kinds of problems, gastrointestinal stuff, all kinds. They have to go through like this doctor, then that doctor, and they wait years and years to see anyone, or they go to doctors and say there's nothing wrong, the problem keeps happening. And it takes them 3 doctors to finally get anything done about it. Like, so please, from here in North Carolina to Walter, we all know Walter if you've listened and watched any of this shit, all the way up in Michigan, JD and Alex and stuff in Pennsylvania. Like, there's people all over the place that have been dealing with all kinds of this shit. And I would really just like to see all of you, get it out to them so they could talk to you about it, and you can get it on social media and push, and they can comment on here and do all of that so we can get a good discussion going about how fucked it is. And I know it's not fucked everywhere. Again, I admit that. I know it. There's places that are phenomenal compared to where a lot of us are, but a lot of us are in garbage situations and they suck. And it's just headache after headache after headache. Get me started on the claims deal of it, but if we're so important, why the hell have I been waiting this long? And I know people that waited a lot longer and did a lot more headaches. Had way more headaches to get anywhere. Granted, I'm not nearly as angry about my headaches as other people, but you can't bend your leg past 70 degrees suddenly. It's a big fucking problem. And I want to know, like, what's everyone's experience, where you are. If you don't feel comfortable telling me what town you're in, city you're in, put the state. We can figure it out from there. You put in the state, we can see the VA medical, regional facilities and stuff. And, we can look up stats to that and find out all of that. But again, if we're so important, why the hell do we get treated like this? Well, at the same time, let's say taxpayer dollars are paying for people to get free health care. They don't have any premiums through healthcare.gov. They do it. They've done nothing. But here you go. Taxpayer dollars are paying for your whole entire healthcare, which is better than what veterans are getting. Who've been told you need new knees, you're never going to run again. Good luck walking. Don't even trot. You'll never be able to sleep at night without meds. You'll have nightmares there's all kinds of shit that we deal with. And yet they get better health care than we do on our dime for the people that are working and giving back to it. Well, we get shit on. I don't think I'm asking too much for them to fix and treat and take care of what the hell happened while we were doing shit for them. Remember, we allegedly signed a contract. That's what everyone says. They broke it. They fix it. They said they'd fix it. And now again, healthcare.gov. Those people, there's some that are getting free. All taxpayers paying for it. Should everyone have healthcare? Yes. Should the federal government be on the dime for it? For everyone under the sun? No. Because we can't afford what we have now. No one should pay nothing out of their own pocket for it. unless they've earned it. And there's some that are seniors, that can't afford it anymore, that paid in their whole life. That's okay. I'm not saying anything like that before anyone misconstrues it, but you know, for the love of God, at least have the people earn, because we got those people, illegals across the border getting, treatment and put up in hotels and, electronics and all kinds of stuff for free. Here you go. And they've done nothing except cross your illegally if you read the goddamn laws in the Constitution. People on death row. Yeah, they're there for a reason. They get better health care than veterans and that too. So, like, what's wrong for me calling that out? Like, I'm actually honestly confused. Like, how does that make sense that they're getting better care than us? When we did something, we're not on death row, we didn't kill anybody, stuff like that is what truly irks all of us. And they're taking our tax dollars that when we work and give to them to give them better health care than we allegedly earned. And everyone says, oh, it's all about the veterans, it's all about the veterans. They earned it. But then we get treated like dog shit all the time. And no one seems to care. They just listen to what the news tells them and they move on with their lives, which doesn't help a single veteran, by the way. It gets us nowhere. And with all that, I don't understand how we're whining by saying it shouldn't take 3 years to get an MRI, and then another 100 days to see a doctor, so they can put another consult in, so you can go on town to go see another doctor. Remember, not that long ago, if it took over 60 days, it automatically got kicked out of the town. No questions asked. Not, please, will you send it out to town? Because I don't feel like my leg doesn't bend. I don't think waiting in days to go see that doctor just to give me another doctor and another doctor. And then probably, God knows how many doctors probably tried to throw me into physical therapy, even though, bone in the joint space. Yeah, but you should do physical therapy. I'm like, yeah, bending it with that in there is gonna, and I already have 70 degrees. It's gonna help so much. And it sickens me that we see how much people complain about stuff in the medical world and the civilian side of it. Like, I know people have never dealt with anywhere near as long as bad, as hard, as terrible as any of this for a lot of stuff, and that's the truly sickening part, because I think it's so hard for them. And at the same time, they say we deserve better. But at the second we actually speak out about how garbage we're getting treated, we get yelled at. And yes, I do know I'm fully on the side. I was against mandates for for medical workers, and it's gotten tens of thousands we've lost, which means the healthcare place, system around a lot of the country is even worse than it was. And no, I don't think they should have been fired for it. I think they should all be able to sue the government and everyone that mandated it and get a whole lot of money for their stupid decisions. Because guess what, everyone? They worked through the pandemic before there was any vaccine, and it was just a talk, and people said it was a pipe dream, and it was never going to happen. They worked through it all. Seeing all those people every day that whole entire time. So last I checked, if they want to keep working without it, I'm pretty sure that after doing that during the height of it, it's okay for them to work without the vaccine, especially as how many times they probably caught it from all those people. I'm pretty sure their immune system is well better than all of ours when it comes to COVID and antibodies and all of that. And I know this part of the conversation is going to piss off YouTube, but I don't give a damn. Those people deserve better as well. No matter what side you're on, but they work through it without it. They shouldn't have to get fired because they don't want to get it. Like, that's the most absurd, stupid shit I've ever heard in my life. So all of you, yeah, I told you it was coming. All you people, I almost made it 20 minutes. That you uneducated jackasses, ignorant masses, with all your dumb thoughts and opinions and everything out there that have no educational, fact-based anything to back them up, like to run your suck, doesn't mean you're a genius. Doesn't know you know anything. Oh, I have an education. Good for fucking you. You're not actually in it. I know what I just said, but hell, if they work through it the whole year, the pandemic without a vaccine, logically, they can keep going now. I bet most of them could. We'd have a better healthcare system. But all you people that just flap your jibs thinking you know everything because you heard it on MSNBC or CNN or Whoopi's crazy racist ass said it on The View, doesn't mean you know anything. It just means you listen to a lot of stuff. Look up numbers, look up stats. Because you don't know how we get treated. Don't call us whiners. If you fuckers had to deal with half the shit we did in the VA, Trust me, you'd be doing a lot more than whining. We sit here and take it every day of the week. And a lot of us, at least here, at least I could speak for my region here because I'm still here. I know how it was under Obama, then Trump, and now Biden. Back to what I dealt with before Trump. And Biden, you know, was Obama's VP when they did actually have historic wait times for claims, amongst other things, because it absolutely sucked. Granted, there are a lot of people getting out. There's a lot of people getting out before that. A lot of people getting out during the next administration, getting out now. Yeah, whatever you want. What I lived it. I know exactly how shit it was. I know where it got to, and I know how bad it is now. So please don't just spouting off stuff, and then we say anything back, and you don't respond. There's no goddamn point. I know what it was like. There's actually a glimmer of hope for a little bit, and now we're back to where we are. Might not be that way everywhere, but I know what it is here in my regional little area, and it sucks. So how about we fix, that problem? And hell, let healthcare workers go back to work. Fix the whole goddamn thing before we worry about sending another $47 billion to Ukraine or anywhere else, because our house is violently broken. We don't have the money to spend over there to send anywhere. We keep worrying about other things. Like, you can't have it all. Sorry. You need to worry about the things that are actually important right here, right now. So stay in your lane. If you just listen to people talking, you have no idea of anything going on. You're not reading anything. You don't want to be informed of anything. You say people are crazy for reading the reports and the bills and everything. Stay in your damn lane and don't talk. Because if you don't read it, know what's in it, or what's going on, your opinion means nothing anyway. It's uneducated, and it confuses more people. Going off what you hear doesn't do anything. Calling us whiners does nothing except piss us off, because we earned it, we were promised it, and we get treated worse than illegal immigrants and death row criminals in a lot of the areas, which is dog shit if you're asking for me, and stop taking us for granted. Just throwing us away once we're done, because if you had to deal with what we dealt with, we already see numbers in the military. And that's with how they are now. Jesus Christ, if we went back to then, everyone would be crying, dead, would walk out, get kicked out. Because we actually got treated like adults then. They weren't dealing with us with kids' gloves. But stop throwing us away. Because I'm tired of your words. Tired of words of a lot of them. It's all shit. Does nothing for us. We're tired of just words. We want action, along with everyone else in every normal sector, police, all the. We want fucking action. Your words mean shit. They do. Words are great. There's no action behind them. They're just words. So actually start putting your money where your mouth is and paying attention and doing things. Stop saying how much we matter and how much you want to do this to help us, and then doing nothing. Stop saying that the government should cover everyone's healthcare and be in charge of it all, while complaining about how bad they treat us. I know how bad they treat us, which is why I don't want the government anywhere near the whole country's healthcare, because they can't take care of the few of us. How the fuck are they going to take care of 330 million people? That shouldn't even be a conversation. That's like common sense. These guys suck. Can't. So learn a thing or two. Have some facts. You'd be surprised if you actually have the facts, how smart you feel and how better of a world everything would be, instead of just listening to what Jim Acosta or Don Lemon or any of those jackasses try to tell you about anything that's happening in the world, even the administration right now, because things absolutely suck in a lot of places. And I think it's okay for veterans to complain that they're getting shit on, and we're tired of it, especially after over a decade of just waiting for one thing to get done. I think you guys would have a stroke and sue by then. But thank you for watching. Don't forget, follow on YouTube, because when I'm not doing full videos, episodes, I do a lot of shorts. I appreciate you all. Share the thing out. Please don't forget to comment. Until next time, peace.